Welcome to the Bruce Williams channel. Let's do a wrist check as we begin. I'm wearing the Beatmaker Limited Edition 5KX from Seiko, and I'd like to answer a question via an email that I got from one of my viewers from Mike in Quebec, Canada. So let me just pull that up and read it here. Mike asks, I just bought a Seiko SRP E51K1, and I really like the dial. I like everything about it, but I saw something that made my jaw drop. The index at the 6 and the 9 are tilted or crooked, and it kind of bothers me. And what I discovered is that the Seiko SKX, the SRPD, and the SRPE all have this problem, and I was wondering why nobody ever talks about it. I watched Teddy B, Jody from Just One More Watch, Random Rob, and Jory Goodman, etc. I don't know if I need to send it to Seiko or if it's product design failure and they probably won't fix it under warranty. What should I do? I really want to enjoy my watch, but it's bugging me. Any advice? Continue your great content. We all love it. Sincerely, Mike. And Mike I can't talk. I'm trying to say enclosed and included, and I'm struggling. He included or enclosed a couple of pictures, and I'll drop them here in the video so you guys can see the alignment that he's referencing here. And first off, I've got to say, Mike, I'm not sure how long you've been in the hobby, but at some point, being in this hobby that we share of horology and collecting watches and enjoying watches, you're going to run into issues. And it doesn't matter if it's an affordable brand, an entry-level product like the Seiko Sports that you're enjoying, or if it's a mid-level or an entry-level luxury or a kind of an expensive luxury piece. I've experienced issues across this, the price spectrum, and it's disappointing. It can be frustrating, but it's all part of this hobby. We have to remember that the watches that we love, a lot of times they're made by automation, and that's not always perfect. And sometimes there's an element of human error involved. Maybe some technicians having a bad day at the facility, the production facility. Things happen. There's going to be misalignment from time to time. There's going to be rough finishing or improper printing, a number of different things that can go wrong, from the movement to the dial to the case, the bracelet. It happens. And yes, it's frustrating, but again, it's part of the hobby and we all experience it at some point. And if you haven't experienced it yet, you're lucky. The longer you're in the hobby, the higher the odds are you're going to have an issue at some point, whether it's a Seiko Sports or a Longines or an Oris or a Rolex or even a higher price than that. There's no brand that's really immune to having an issue pop up from time to time, which makes it important that, one, you buy from a trusted source to where if you really get a lemon, you can just return it and get your money back. Or if you have a good warranty, you can have the proper work done through authorized channels. You just got to buy properly because, again, it will happen at some point the longer you're in the hobby. I remember being frustrated the first time I spent $1,000 on a watch, and when I went to hack the movement, it didn't actually hack the balance. The seconds hand would continue for a good 10 seconds before it would stop. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Things happen. It's frustrating. But again, it puts it in perspective. It's part of the hobby. So what I would tell you, Mike, is you don't want to go about your day-to-day activities with a watch that irks you or bugs you. When you go to check the time, when you look at your wrist and you're bothered by the alignment of the Seiko, let's get that rectified. This is what I would do if I were in your situation. I wouldn't send it to Seiko. There are times where I do recommend having the brand take care of any repair or warranty work. But sometimes, especially on an affordable watch that will go for who knows how long, 3, 4, 5 months, and do I have faith that the work is going to be done properly? If it's that type of situation, I would just take it to a local, trusted watchmaker, and generally you can wait in the store while that watchmaker takes care of the problem. In this instance, I don't think it's the marker that is misaligned. I think it's the chapter ring that's a little bit skewed. I think the dial is placed properly just from the pictures that you've sent. Your watchmaker will take the case back off. He'll take the movement out. He'll look at the dial. He'll look at the chapter ring. He'll place it back all together, and then he'll do a water resistance test or a pressure test to make sure it's all sealed properly. Generally, something like that is not going to cost very much. I would estimate, again, depending on your watchmaker, anywhere from $30 to $60, depending on the time, how busy they are, that type of stuff. Generally, something like that could be done while you wait. It could be a very simple thing to rectify. And for me, I'd rather do that. I'd rather spend that extra money, get it right, get it proper, than send it off to Seiko for who knows how long to get it back. And is it going to be right? At least I can verify that and talk face to face with the expert that can make the repair or the adjustment to your watch. You mentioned that this is not something that you've heard from other channels like the Time Teller and Teddy B, Random Rob, Just One More Watch. Love those channels. I do know that those gentlemen do talk about the quality control issues that happen with Seiko. I don't know that they talk about it in every video, but I think it's kind of common knowledge that Seiko is very hit or miss with their alignment, sometimes with their printing. They have notoriously done some real clunkers where you're left scratching your head. Like, I remember a baby tuna that I got to review straight from an authorized dealer from Mimo's Jewelry in Long Beach, California. I got it, and the case back special edition was spelled wrong. It was awesome, actually. Like, I wanted to buy it just because that was such a glaring error. I found it a little bit comical, but yeah, Seiko, they are well known for not really caring about alignment, especially on those entry level or affordable watches. It happens on Marine Masters. It happens on the higher end too. It's a little bit less common, but certainly on a Seiko 5 or a Seiko Sports, some sort of alignment issue is really not out of the ordinary. And again, I'm sure those channels have mentioned that in other videos, maybe that you haven't watched, Mike. So that's what I would do in your situation. And guys, chime in what you would recommend Mike do. He's bothered by the alignment of his Seiko. He doesn't want that to continue. Would you send it to Seiko? Would you take it to a watchmaker? Would you just live with it? Would you go, okay, it's an affordable watch, I can deal with that? Tell me what you would do. Tell me if you've had an experience where something has really bothered you about a watch, whether it's affordable, mid-level, luxury, high horology, and what did you do? Thank you for watching today. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time.